it's exciting news in the real estate industry this week. We have seen a little dip in the interest rates, thank goodness. And today I would really like to talk about some of the benefits that are out there for first-time buyers, specifically with the SONYMA program here in New York. What can you tell us about that?
SONYMA program is the state of New York mortgage option designed specifically for first-time home buyers who meet certain income thresholds. In the Hudson Valley, there's a lot of great benefits out there for somebody who's purchasing a home who needs a little bit of help. SONYMA loans also offer down payment assistance up to 3% of the purchase price, which is fabulous. So if somebody is challenged in the respect of not being able to put a full 20% down, wants home ownership, meets certain income thresholds and criteria, and would qualify, they'll give you 3% of the purchase price to a maximum of $15,000.
Okay, let's talk about that just a little. So there are mandates in place.
Yes, there are. One, you have to be a first-time home buyer, or you have not had owned a home in the last 3 years. In fact, one of the underwriting requirements is to ask for tax returns for the borrower to make sure that they're not claiming and deducting any mortgage interest or real estate taxes from the Schedule A.
Okay, and are there any income thresholds to this program?
There are income thresholds. Again, it depends on the size of the household. For a 1- and 2-person household, it's one figure, and then if it's a 3- or 4-person household, it's even larger. So SONYMA just introduced a new option which will offer up to $30,000 of assistance towards down payment and closing costs.
Wow.
The caveat here is that the purchase price cannot exceed $500,000. So that's actually perfect in a lot of the Hudson Valley areas, whether it be a townhome, homes in Orange and Ulster County. It's absolutely perfect. So if somebody's purchasing for under $500,000, conceivably, they could put as little as 3% down to qualify for a SONYMA mortgage. So that means they can essentially have their down payment and their closing costs covered by this program and not have to come out of pocket with anything.
Yeah, all we need is the inventory to help them find the house.
Of course.
Of course. Now, there is another program that your company is running as well, correct?
That's correct. It's called the CCM Community Promise. And this offers options where there are no income thresholds whatsoever to qualify. It's not even based on where you're purchasing, it's where you live today. There's actually certain census tracts that qualify and that are eligible, and it's just as easy for me to go on the computer, check it out once I find out the potential buyer's home address. Currently, it doesn't matter whether they rent, whether they own, whether they are living with family, as long as the address that they're living in currently qualifies. So conceivably, you can have somebody who lives in an eligible census tract purchasing a $950,000 home, and they would be eligible for this program. The CCM Community Promise Program offers up to $6,500 of down payment assistance and closing cost assistance.
Let me ask a question on that. So if I'm selling a house here in New York and I want to buy, say, in Florida or Maine,
That's fine.
You can?
That's fine. Yep, absolutely.
Wow, that's really worth looking into. That's free money.
Right. No, it's wonderful. And I have some clients who are actually eligible right now currently who are looking to relocate to Pennsylvania. I have 2 or 3 families who are looking to relocate to the Poconos and thinking about purchasing in Pennsylvania, and they live in eligible census tracts right now for this program. And it's great because they were concerned, and even if it just helps with moving expenses, just to free up some additional cash for moving expenses and some improvements, even if they have the money for down payment and closing costs, just an extra $6,500 of found money without any repayment terms whatsoever. Also, this loan offers an option where if someone's putting down less than 20%, they don't have to pay PMI insurance, which is tremendous.
That is phenomenal. A great program. And so many buyers, specifically first-time buyers, don't realize the cost of down payments and closing costs. And so many people get themselves in trouble with the underwriters right before closing. They are under contract. They think they're moving into the house and they go crazy and go down to Raymore and they buy all the furniture for their new house. They're so excited. And then they get a phone call from people like you saying, "What on earth happened?"
Right. Yeah, we got an alert that you charge X amount on Best Buy for a brand new flat screen for your man cave. Or Raymore and Flanagan, like you were saying, you see that more often than you could absolutely imagine.
Oh my goodness. So you have to really know what you're doing. And from my point of view, the thing that everybody needs to know that they must get pre-qualified before they start looking. It is so important on so many levels. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. And even though there's a lot of information on the internet and there's a lot of information out there that first-time home buyers have at their disposal, speaking to a professional is extremely important, because at least when I get the opportunity to speak to a new home buyer and illustrate and go over all the different options that there are out there, I might open their eyes to something that they didn't realize was possible. And if I can save them a little bit of money, whether it be a lower interest rate, no PMI insurance, a benefit and assistance towards their closing costs, every little bit helps. It's challenging enough as it is out there with the cost of goods and everything that we're doing being so much higher. So if I can make a difference and help somebody, save a little bit of money each month or have a little bit of extra cash after they complete their home purchase, every little bit helps.
It really, truly does. But from the realtor's point of view, if we have somebody call in and they want to go and see a particular house, one of the very first questions we ask is, have you got a pre-approval? Have you been pre-qualified? And the reason we ask isn't because we're nosy about their financial. It's because most often the listing agent or the owners of the current house will not allow them into the house without knowing that they can actually afford to buy it, which is fair if you think about it.
I always impress upon my real estate partners that their time is valuable and your time is valuable, and you don't need to spin your wheels with somebody who's not viable for financing or can't get financing. And even if someone's not ready today or tomorrow, I will work with them and continue. I'm not just going to hang up the phone and say sayonara. I want to work with them. I'll help them, whether it's a credit related issue, whether it's a matter of saving money, whether every little bit is useful. And that information, that knowledge, and that empowerment, especially now, because it is extremely competitive for the home buyers out there. You mentioned lack of inventory. Every home has multiple bids for the most part. And what's going to make your offer stand out from the competition? And if I can help in any way facilitate that and help do something to make their offer stand out, I'm going to do it.
That's excellent. I mean, you can't even make an offer without being pre-qualified these days.
No, of course. But, time is valuable, and I want to make sure, it's hard enough going out there and putting all your eggs in a basket of trying to purchase a home. I've seen too many people who've had their hearts broken, because of multiple offers. They put their best foot forward. They're trying to figure out what's going to make their offer stand out. But, the hope is in 2024, if we continue in this downward trajectory with rates, that's only going to help open things up in the real estate market and allow some people who've been sitting on the sidelines an opportunity to get in and make their dreams reality.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I think we'll call this a day.
Okay.
For more information on either of these programs, call Global Property Systems. 914-362-0022. We look forward to helping you find and afford your new home.